Hello friends, Techman Pat here. Today we're going to be doing the first step in a very large project that I want to undertake. Oh, it's probably not large, but it is big for me. I haven't done it before. I'm going to try it out. I've seen it all over the internet and I want to show you guys how to do it. But first of all, I want to show you how to prepare and connect up a Raspberry Pi 4 with a case that's actually specially made to dissipate heat. Now the reason for this is obvious. To those living in Australia, obviously, it's rather warm here. So the best thing to do is to try and make your Raspberry Pi that might be running constantly on, basically, to be as cool as possible. It helps with performance, it helps with crashes, it's a whole lot of stuff. So first of all, this is a Raspberry Pi 4. It's got 4 gigs of RAM. This is all it comes in. It's a little box, a very small computer. This is about $95 delivered, and I will put the links below where I got that from on Amazon. Now, obviously, this thing doesn't come with anything. Obviously, I don't know if it's obvious. I don't think people understand that this is all you get from the box is the little board. Now let's have a look at it. It has a pin thing here. I think it's 64 pins. This allows expansions and controlling other things. Basically, this is the part which makes this very powerful, can connect to all sorts of little things. You can make a robot by connecting to these, you send a signal to one area and does another thing. We've got, this is actually a module for a camera, I believe. I do actually have that module, which I will share with you guys in another video. We have power, which is USB-C. Is that power? No, this is power. No, this is 3.5 milliamp battery. Yes, these new ones have USB-C power, which is cool. We've got a micro USB, I think that is, or is that HDMI? Yep, that's mini HDMI. Okay, there you go. It says right here, and 3.5 mil. Another little bit there. There's the CPU, and we've got some RAM here. I think this is 4 gigs, so it's a 2018 model. And we've got USB 3 and USB 2 and Ethernet. Now Ethernet's probably, I mean, it's important, but this also has Wi-Fi, which is also pretty cool. So that's all it is. That's all we have here. Here's a memory card for 64, 32, 1. I don't know if it goes up to 1 terabyte. Probably you can get it. So it's very plain. I've had one of these a few years ago, and I made a Retro Pi. This time around, we are making a Pi hole, and that will be blocking a lot of ads. But that's another video. Let's put this together. So we're gonna have a bit of fun. So this is a Muzell Raspberry Pi case. I found this one to have the best reviews on Amazon, and I also had a friend who had a similar one from the same guys, and he said it was pretty cool, and he said he didn't have any trouble with it. So this is a case. It comes with the actual power cable here, which is really good, USB-C of course, and it has something very important, a switch, an on and off switch, because there's no power button on this. It also comes with a fan for the CPU, which is really important. I mean, look, you could probably run it like this, but if you start overpowering it, it will get hot, and it's got some other cooling equipment here for the different chips on the board, which we will be putting together, and we've got instructions on how to do that, which is great. And that's it. That's all we get in the box.
Obviously, taking it apart is fairly straightforward. It comes already built, but what we want to get to is actually basically the first few covers off, where we can try and fit the actual Raspberry Pi in. Now I'm just going to move the camera a little bit. So when you're doing this, make sure to put those things in first. You don't want to do it after. So those are the heat pipes. Just basically unglue it. They all kind of fit in the size of the chip that it's on. You will notice that they fit right in the shape. So they have a little bit of a transfer sticky side on there. The heat will transfer through, so they should be quite all right. Now the fan here, remember to put the bit with the sticker on the bottom where the the airflow will want to go. This is the bit that basically spins, so when it spins, the air goes that direction, and most fans it's like that. I doubt that many fans do it the other way around, because it's just, I mean, it's just the way it is in the industry, I suppose. You will put a little black thing in between. The little black one kind of denotes where the bottom of it will be. As you can see, I'm sort of trying to fiddle around with it, but it kind of fits in the end. Remember not to push too hard. The fan should not be touching, it should just be lightly sitting on it, and from then on in you won't break any of the chips. You might have to take it off one by one just to make sure it fits. It's kind of like a little puzzle. It's pretty fun, but as you can see, most of it will fit together. Remember, the sides will have gaps for the plugs.
So now we've done this, we need to add this bit here. Now, the most important part is to make sure that we get the power board correct, or at least the fan header. Now, from my understanding and Googling, the fan power is, if you're looking at the Raspberry Pi like this, you have I believe that might be the Wi-Fi module. Anyway, the Raspberry Pi sign here, it is going to be the top row. The second one from the top on the left is red, and then it's black. So basically, as you can see, here's a red wire, so that's live. It's going to go into here like so, and then the black's going to be going to right next to it like so, and that will be the two headers. So that we can then slot this in just like so, as long as the cables allow.
Now when you push this through, make sure those cables are nice and snug. They will kind of bend, but make sure the cables don't get stuck on the fan so they don't clip when it spins. And also, like me, don't forget the black bit at the bottom. That just keeps the bottom of the PCB clear from the plastic, so you have enough space for a little bit of ventilation. This also has mounts for screws onto a wall, and don't forget the little rubber feet at the bottom.
Okay, and that's it. So one thing you want to make sure is that obviously this is accessible from this side, so you can see all the pins here. The fan is going here, and that will spin down, so whatever's on the bottom will spin down. So these exposed bit here without the rails is which way the air is getting taken in. We've got the USBs and the Ethernet on this side, so when you line these panels up, you want to make sure that you line it up correctly here. That also includes this side here. You have to line them up, so when you do take a power cable, for example, there's enough space and gap for it to plug in, as you can see here. So that's it, my friends. We've got these little HDMI's thing, and you'll need a cable like this to go out to HDMI, which is a micro and a mini, I think, well, standard one. So you can go in here, and there's your HDMI out. Boom. Okay, and you got your 3.5mm jack, and you've got your USBs out here. Let's make sure it works. So where is the power? Let's see if this is on. Plug is, oh, I don't know. I think that's off. So there we go. Plug it in, and oh, there it is. Fan is spinning, it's sucking air in, the lights are on. And then if I flick the switch here, will be off. That is a very nice way to turn it on and off. I do recommend this. It did come with a US plug, so you have to have an adapter, which is also very easy to get from eBay or Amazon. This was from Amazon. I'll put the links below. If you guys want to check it out, feel free to do so. So friends, thank you very much for watching. Hope this has been helpful. Next up in the videos will be how to install a Linux on the Raspberry Pi and set up a Pi hole. That's pretty much step 2. Friends, thank you very much for watching,